Jewish Americans.
Jewish Americans have lived in America since the 17th century. Even though they were among the first immigrants, they still faced discrimination.
They were and still are considered a religious minority. Because of this, oftentimes people wouldn't hire them for jobs. Still, there have been many successful people in Jewish American history. I'm sure you've all heard the saying, E equals MC squared, but if you haven't, Albert Einstein was the one to come up with this theory. He was Jewish.
Albert A. Michelson was the first Jewish man to win the Nobel Prize. This award was given to him for physics.
Louis D. Brandeis was the first Jewish Supreme Court justice.
And let's not forget Samuel Goldwyn and Louis Mayer, who created the first motion picture industry in California.
And the Connecticut Senator Joseph Lieberman, who was the first Jewish candidate nominated for national office by a major party in the year 2000.
And what about Sandy Koufax, the old-timey pitcher for the Brooklyn Dodgers? Remember?
The first Jewish Americans came across from Europe in 1654. There were no synagogues until 1730, so they often worshipped in small storefronts.
Even in the beginning, Jews were contributing to America. Many Jewish men fought in the Revolutionary War.
The first real synagogue was built in New York City in 1730.
Later on, an astonishing amount of Jews immigrated through Ellis Island. Some came because they thought they were safest in America, but many others came because they were faced with poverty in their home countries and came to start a new life.
Many Jews came to America to escape anti-Semitism and mass murders.
Anti-Semitism is the hatred of
They
Jews.
also came for other reasons. Some came because they were treated really badly during World War II. So many people came during this time period, even though the U.S. was actually restricting Jewish immigration, even though it was a matter of life or death for some people.
So, during World War I and the Great Depression, Jews were often targeted as scapegoats.
Even here in America, Jewish people were not welcomed by the normal citizens, especially Christians. They would not let them into places like restaurants, stores, and hotels. For example, there was a time in New York City when Joseph Seligman wanted to stay in the Grand Hotel, but the manager wouldn't allow him because he was Jewish. So in fact, Christians were often quite mean.
Most Jewish people faced discrimination in their home countries, but even coming to America for religious freedom, they still had many challenges ahead. In 1787, the Constitution gave everyone the freedom of religion, but that didn't stop discrimination.
We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
In this very important phrase of the Declaration of Independence, there are few words that go, that all men are created equal. This must include all people of all religions, but many people didn't interpret this as including Jews.
In 1915, a Jewish man named Leo Frank was falsely accused of murdering a young girl. He was lynched by the public, and his death sparked outrage among American Jews.
In response to the death of Frank and other anti-Semitism cases, Jewish Americans founded the Anti-Defamation League, or ADL. The League helped people understand how Jews were feeling and fight against discrimination.
The Leo Frank incident also led to a resurgence of the Ku Klux Klan.
The KKK is also anti-Jewish, so they target
Many
Jews.
Jewish people are full American citizens. They have exactly 6,721,680 people living in the world today. 75% of them live in Israel, and the U.S. is second with 2% of the world's Jewish population. Anti-Semitism is a noxious weed that should be cut out. It has no place in America.
Anti-Semitism is a horrible disease from which nobody is immune, and it has a kind of evil fascination that makes an enlightening person draw near the source of infection, supposed in a scientific spirit, but really to sniff the vapors and dally with possibility. The end, and thanks for watching. We the people, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility. Provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, to ordain and establish this Constitution.